Fam, what's going on? It is Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? I appreciate you guys being here. It is Friday. It is July 11th. It is 12 p.m. for our kickoff today. I appreciate you guys giving me some grace and kicking with me at the 12 p.m. Central Time hour. I had some things that I had to take care of. A little bit dressed up for the occasion. No, I'm not getting married. So that is, I guess that's the good news. But I am here to talk about some news that could go either way tonight. And it's looking like the recruitment with Kevin Ford is no longer predicted to commit to Alabama. So, you know, I'll save you the drama. We'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. I'll tell you what I heard in just a minute in this recruitment process about a prospect, very high level 4-star. Been watching his tape, you know, the last couple days, and honestly, he kind of reminds me of Dallas Turner, which is, I think, is a hell of a compliment. So, as I said, it doesn't look like it's going to be Bama tonight. I don't think that's like 100%, but it's probably 90%. He commits. If you want to watch the commitment, it's at 7:30 tonight, Central Standard Time. So, that's where we're at this point in time. But let's kind of discuss it, because I don't know if you guys have seen, but this is what I heard. I heard that there was a gigantic offer that came in late. All right. And I think, you know, as you guys get inside the comment box, Brock's probably right here. You know, you added Bama to get, you know, some leverage here. And Bama's going to listen. If you come and, because there was a recruitment here, right? Here's Kalen DeBoer, right? With Ford. You have Keelan Russell, was a former teammate. But I think these kids are getting smart. I think everybody's smart. They understand what Bama can offer. Other schools are going to get theirs. Maybe this other school has a little bit more money for this particular player, right? And you got to be strategic with the money that you have. We get it. From what I understand, this is honestly, this just came in before my show. Like, this came in at like 11. I heard there's $800,000 on the table. I heard that there's $800,000 for him to go to Florida. And that Bama, not that Bama couldn't, you know, match that. I mean, is there an unlimited amount of money? I mean, there's always a limit in some capacity, but you look at some of the other prospects and they still got to get on board. I don't know. I don't know all the financials. But it looks like now the forecast has changed to Gainesville tonight. So, look, I don't think that this hurts any momentum at Alabama whatsoever. This was going to be like having like extra toppings on your ice cream, right? You already have a loaded sundae. This was going to be like more stuff. I mean, and look, he's one hell of a defensive player. If he was going to come and Alabama was going to, you know, have him, they would have taken him 100%. But Florida comes in with a gigantic offer, and, you know, probably not going to get this one. Which, honestly, you know, you're going to win some, you're going to lose some. But I think, you know, you kind of turn the page to something that we've all been kind of looking forward to, and I see you guys talking about it inside the comment box, is Tank Jones. Look, so all eyes now kind of turn to Tank Jones. And before I get to that, this next segment sponsored by our good friends at Sonic in West Memphis, Arkansas, Marion, Arkansas, where I-55 and I-40 hit. If you want to be a sponsor, I'll drop my email inside the comment box. Thousands of Crimson Tide football fans, you know, every single day, whether it's here on YouTube or whether it's on our Facebook channel. I also want to tell you that today's raffle, we will spin the pinwheel. And look, today is a hell of a day to get into the pinwheel for a jersey like this, okay? So let me show you. This is what the pinwheel is looking like today. Pretty light, okay? So if you want to get in the pinwheel, $10 Venmo, Bama_YouTube, Cash App, Bama YouTube, $10 up to 3 opportunities to get into the raffle. All right, so we will spin it at the back of the day, or the back of the show. All right. And this is for a Ryan. Well, the retail price of this is $140. So with shipping, it's going to probably cost $160. All right. And if you want a different jersey, if you email me, if you win, I'm willing to work with you to get you the right jersey that you want. All right? Size, player, all that stuff. So I thought I had something here. Okay, yeah, here it is. So all eyes turn to Tank Jones, okay? And look, is there must-get guys in every single class? Yeah, for sure. Is Tank a must-get guy? Yeah, probably so. And I think that things are going well for Alabama at this current point in time. There's a great article on On3 by Hayes Fawcett, the king of college football. Well, actually, the king is Josh Pate. So I don't know. The prince of college football is, I guess, Hayes, and the owner of the college football universe is, I guess, you know, On3, right, for the scoops that they've been making up. But anyways, the article is great, and me asked him, is there a school that has made kind of some headway? Is it Oregon? Is it Texas A&M? He says Alabama. Alabama is the team that has been stepping out. And I remind everybody, and I don't know if you guys remember this, but the first player that Coach Kalen DeBoer visited was Tank Jones. I saw him immediately down in LA, right? And I'm not from the West Coast anymore. I'm from Alabama, you know, living here a decade. I can say LA, and I think you guys know what I mean. Right? And I know that Utah starts with the E, right? Utah starts with the E, and LA is a region, not a city. So let me get your guys' ideas and thought process now that maybe you've read the article. That's kind of the high level, but there's some good sound bites in this, or some good captions in there in terms of like what he likes about Oregon, Texas A&M, and about Alabama. Look, this is a highly rated 5-star. This is a big dog. Like, this is a break the internet type player. There's break the internet type of players every single class. He's one of them, 100%. So when he goes live, like, I'm pulling over when I'm driving, I'm going live, I'm making sure I'm set up. Like, this is a gigantic deal. If they can, if Coach Kalen DeBoer and company can close the door right here, I mean, and they've already done an amazing job. But you're talking about now probably the #1 recruiting class in the entire country when everything is tightened up and buttoned up, right? You know, Jason asked inside the comment box, does Tank Jones have a date that he is set to announce? Not at this point, not time to my knowledge. I think it's towards the end of this month or early August, but I don't know. Does anybody have a date? Do we have a date for Tank Jones? And I don't think we do. I think it's just kind of like I think we will have more of a time frame rather than an exact date. And this is probably it. What's up, Matt Dunn? I think this is exactly what happened. For those of you coming in late that are just wondering specifically about KJ Ford, it sounds like, you know, Bama got put in play. Florida increased the offer. I heard from a source $800,000 has been offered to Ford. And as I was saying at the beginning, Florida is now the predicted spot for KJ Ford, right? But not for Tank Jones. How are you guys feeling about Tank Jones? Do you think that Bama is able to reel in one of the state's best, if not this state's best player? Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being high. What you guys think about Tank Jones' confidence level? All right, Jonathan McMillan, I got you with the Cash App. And then we got, who else we got up in here? We got, man, I don't even know how to say your username. I just called Mick on the back end. I appreciate you, dog. Thanks for joining us, man. I don't know if you caught me last night, but I was streaming. And anytime we get in here, we're streaming some of these games. It's fun, man. All the games usually are down to the wire. Although last night I took it to Missouri. Let me finish this up and then we'll move on with the show. So I have something I want to show you coming up next. All right, Ethan, what's up, brother? I appreciate you too, man. Got you in as well. So a lot of high confidence in Tank Jones, and I think you're starting to see Alabama gain a lot of momentum here. And again, look, if you're out there and you're really into recruiting, understand that just because Alabama is not going to probably get, Ford tonight, that doesn't slow down the momentum. That doesn't diminish anything that the coaches have done with this recruiting class. I think it, like I said earlier, it would have been extra positive, but I don't think it slows them. It doesn't hurt them in terms of the ranking. So great, hell of a player. Ford is a one hell of a player, 100%. But Florida is going to get a good one, and that's okay. And that doesn't slow things down for Alabama. And here's where Alabama, I'm going to go through kind of positional, looking at the class of 2026. And I start with linebacker just because Ford is a linebacker. But I want to tell you who Alabama has as linebackers right now. So just, imaginary hat on real quick. You get Tank Jones, you put him with this group. Xavier Griffin, who's already a 5-star, right? Jamarian Matthews, more of an edge. You could probably get him up to that bandit position, I would imagine. And then Zay Hall at 6'2", 225 pounds, out of Hillcrest right here in beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. So I do actually really look like the linebackers, to be honest. I think Zay Hall, I love my in-state guys, but I like the guys that are particularly from Tuscaloosa. This is where I live. Of course, I'm going to go hype up a kid from Hillcrest or from Northridge or from Tuscaloosa County. That's where Kevin Riley is, right? So and I guess Northridge, same thing with Wilcom Formby, right? In fact, his brother plays at Northridge currently. So I love the in-city high school football. Class of 2026 quarterbacks, as you know, I'll just kind of run through it one more time. Patriot Life, thanks for the super chat. You got Jet Thamala in, flipped from Iowa State. He's a 4-star, 6'3", 205 pounds. I'll kind of just run over things real quick, just in case, because I don't think we did this all week. This week we were more on team, but let me run through recruiting real quick. Class of 2026 running backs: Xavier Crowell, a 5-star, 6 foot, 210 pounds, reclassified from 2027 into 2026. You got Javari Barnett, 6'2", 215 pounds, big dude. He's a 3-star out of the state of Florida. Alabama has 2 committed prospects from the state of Florida, which I love. Here's a look at the wide receivers included with 1 tight end. You got Owen Cabell, 6'3", 200 pounds. He's a 3-star out of Nashville. Turned heads during Alabama's camp. Love his tape. Love what he did at camp. He's a 4.4 type guy. I think he ran like a 10.7 100-meter dash. The dude can absolutely fly. 6'3", 200 pounds. Brian Williams out of the state of Florida. I think he's number 100 out of all the prospects in the state of Florida. 6'4", 190. And as you see with the wide receivers, they got height, they got length, including one of the crown jewels in this class, who is Cedarian Morgan at 6'4", 220 pounds. When I look at Cedarian Morgan, one of the things that stands out to me is I think, this is crazy to say, but I think he could play this year for Alabama. That's how talented he is. He's got size, very physically mature already. I can't even imagine that he's going to play high school. You imagine if your kid is out there as a defensive back having to guard that man, he's going to dominate you. So 6'4", 220 pounds. He out of Benjamin Russell, same place as T.O., right? So Terrell Owens is next to him. Cedarian is bigger than him, right? An NFL great. And then Max Sutter as a tight end, 6'6", 230 pounds, a 4-star that committed, who I love, out of the state of Illinois, right? As we continue, we look at the offensive linemen. Here's an area where you want to see more guys brought in, and we'll talk about a couple other targets that Alabama has specifically on offensive line in just one second. But you got Sam Utu, 6'5", 330 pounds. He's a 4-star out of California. And then from Atlanta, you got Chris Booker, 6'4", 285 pounds. So, Coach Kalen DeBoer has done a really good job still maintaining a pipeline to California, but also developing and recruiting the Southeast very well. He has 2 from Florida, a couple from Georgia, including 2 5-stars from the state of Georgia, 2 5-stars from the state of Alabama, prospect committed from Tennessee, prospect committed from Mississippi. So, I mean, there was a narrative that he couldn't recruit the Southeast. Well, he's doing that. I mean, and Nolan Wilson is one of my favorite prospects to talk about. 6'4", 258 pounds. He's 4-star. His highlight tape is ferocious, okay? Absolutely ferocious. Cameron Johnson out of the Muscle Shoals area, right? An in-state guy. And then J.J. Finch, who's a 3-star prospect at 275 pounds. Talked about the linebackers, Griffin, Matthews, and Zay Hall. And then the secondary is, I mean, what's a good adjective? Help me out. What's a good adjective to describe the secondary from 2026? I don't know. I mean, elite, electric, fantastic, supersonic. I don't know. 5-star-ish. Right? I mean, Jariah Edwards, a 5-star, 6'2", 205 pounds, who's an absolute missile. Can come up, hit you as that safety, or maybe play the Husky position. You got Jordan Edmonds, a 5-star out of Georgia, 6'3", maybe closer to 6'4". Zion Gibson out of Gadsden. There you go. Roll Tide Prods, saying just long, attacking, good, okay. And then you got Rael Kelly, 6'3". He looked closer to 6'4" to me. Dennis is saying outstanding. Maybe that's just keeping it simple and just saying it's an outstanding group. Shutdown. Outstanding shutdown group. Yeah. You look at all the attributes that they have. Yeah, love it. Hey, John, what's up, bro? I put you in as well, man. Thanks for the support too. Starry, there you go, Glenn. I like that. I think we might have to go with Starry. And look at the class of 20. Let me try it. Let me do a quick run with that. 3, 2, 1. And check out the class of 2026 and this Starry secondary. Yeah, it sounds good. Phenomenal. I like Starry. Starry, final answer. So remind me to say Starry when hyping up the secondary. All right, let's look at a couple targets to know. Clearly, the big one that everybody's talking about is Tank Jones on the far left, 6'3", 250 pounds. Like, come on, man. Break the internet. Break the internet for us. I haven't really read too much or seen too much out there on the quarterback out of Utah, Tatum Kahawa, 6'6", 235 pounds. Have you guys seen an update? I haven't really heard anything. I heard he was going to commit at the back end of this month, but haven't really seen an update. Wilson Zaire, he's a name that Alabama's offered at that tackle position, 6'6", 280 pounds, did take a visit here. And then Bear Fretwell, who's committed to Georgia Tech. He's a 3-star prospect that Alabama offered as well. So that's kind of where things stand. I love the class, and I get it. Look, as I said at the beginning of the show, don't let the new prediction and probably the destination of KJ Ford, who's a highly touted 4-star, who's probably going to commit to Florida tonight, don't let that diminish what Alabama has going on right now. And that's not trying to walk off anyone off the ledge. Florida came in with what I heard was an $800,000 offer. Quality guys are going to have options. You know, you're not going to get everybody, but I just showed you 19 reasons to be optimistic about the class of 2026. And, you know, if you get Tank and you get on a couple others, I don't know. You know, if you do get the ultimate #1 spot in the recruiting rankings, let me bring this up real quick. I'm just curious. I'll just bring up On3 recruiting rankings. We go 24/7 On3. Usually I use On3. I've told you guys why. I'm not paid by them or anything like that. I just, I like the interface a little bit more. Recruiting rankings as of today, and I'll go full screen on this so I could show you. And thanks for giving me grace. I do all this by myself, like all the editing, all the back end stuff, just by myself. So thanks for giving me grace. I don't have a producer. Literally, I got my dog right here next to me, and this is just a bedroom, right? Like the real life studio is nothing to get excited about. Caden, my son, put this together. It's not fancy at all. All right. But the team rankings look like this. USC still at the top. As you can see, they have 31 committed prospects, including 24 stars. You got Georgia, 27 committed prospects, 24 stars. Texas A&M, 19. Notre Dame with 19 4-stars as well. But the thing about this, which is, and look, I don't really get too caught up in the rankings, but man, let's call it what it is. I mean, look, 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 is 4. These teams that are ahead of Alabama have 4 total 5-stars committed. Alabama, who's at number 5, has 5 alone. Damn, Anna, that's what's up. I appreciate the super. Oh yeah, thank you so much. So I don't get caught in, all that, the rankings, but the class, when you add on a couple more, you would imagine that Marcus, I think it was who asked if they'll be the number 1 team. I'm probably going to say no, that they won't be the number 1 team, because if they already have 5 committed prospects that are 5-stars and they're still not number 1, what if they get 6? What if Nolan Wilson gets, reevaluated and he gets a 5-star and you end up with 7, adding on Tank Jones and Nolan Wilson's reevaluation? I don't know. Does that get them to the number 1 spot? I don't know. But anyways, that's kind of where we stand at this point in time with recruiting. So just wanted to kind of bring that to your guys' attention as a new prediction is in for KJ Ford to Florida. So don't go out there and don't be upset, that the Gators got one. Other teams are going to get theirs. Let's just make sure that Alabama can bring in Tank Jones, which I think is going to be a tall task considering you're going against Oregon and Texas A&M. All right. So I appreciate you guys. We got some late super chats, which I sincerely appreciate. Thank you very much. Anna, it's a suit. Yeah, you fell in the suit. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, a shower can do something to a man and to a woman, right? All right, I'll take a couple of questions and then we'll spin the pinwheel right here on Bama Football on YouTube. And keep your heads on the swivel. Sometimes I periodically will stream NCAA football. I'm 5-1 on the season. Last night we beat up on Missouri. Felt good. Got the running game going. Made some good adjustments. The defense played outstanding. Tennessee is up next. And then I believe it's on the road to Columbia to take on South Carolina. So some big games coming up, and I hope you guys pop on and join me as well. Jason, what's up, dog? Let's see what he asks. Kyle, do you believe that DeBoer and the Alabama staff are recruiting the best prospects, or are they recruiting specific to the system they want to run? A really good question. I think, clearly they're always going to go after the best guys, but I think one thing that we're starting to see is they have a specific type of player. Let's just talk about 3 positions, okay? They have a specific, in my opinion, they have a specific size and dimension for quarterbacks that they want over here, okay? They want somebody who's tall. They want somebody that, obviously can move around a little bit, but they want a guy back there that has some size. Coach Saban, he took some guys that were, I don't know if, Bryce Young was definitely undersized. I don't know if Bryce Young is being offered by Kalen DeBoer. Do you see what I'm saying? I think they're going for guys who have more height. That's quarterback. I think for wide receiver, they're going for, again, guys with length, guys with height. They're going after Derek Meadows. They're going after Owen Cabell. They're going after Cedarian Morgan. Of course, Saban would have went after Cedarian Morgan too, but they're going for guys that are taller, right? And this is probably one of the biggest differences too, is even in the secondary, they want more length, right? Think about it. Dejon Lee, right? What is he, 6'4", 6'5"? Jordan Edmonds is almost 6'4". Jeriah Edwards, right? He's tall. So those are the things that are certainly standing out to me with the particular guys that they're going after. Now, other guys that fit into the system, it's kind of been standard. So, yeah, good question, though. Yeah, I like to think about that, but I certainly think that they have a formula for guys that they're certainly looking for. Chris says this, hey, Kyle, do you believe we can win the Natty? Yeah, I do. I think, you know, that should always be the goal of every single team for Alabama, is to win the Natty. I think it's going to be challenging the schedule in itself. I think making the playoffs in this particular format in the SEC is absolutely loaded, right? And it's a gauntlet. I don't foresee a team going completely undefeated and winning. I think it's kind of like the NFL. You don't have, it's not often. When's the last NFL team that went undefeated? You see what I'm saying? So I think guys are going to you know, drop games, but you're going to be able to have to rely on your depth. But yeah, I think they could. I'm starting to believe more in the team now than I did in January, and that's because I look at the team. I look at the defense coming back. I look at Ryan Grubb. I look at the quarterback situation, and there's still a lot of things that we have to figure out. Cam, what's up, dog? It looks like the decision and kind of the forecasters are starting to predict KJ Ford to commit to Florida. And I know people are like, we've been talking about that. People jump in, jump out. So be nice inside the comment box. And you guys are. We have a great community here. What else you guys got? Hey, Joe Crooms, what's up, dog? Oh, you're saying what's up to Mr. Herman. I'm saying what's up to both of you guys. Chad is saying inside the comment box, if Ty plays good, we win it all. Cam is also asking inside the comment box, what time does KJ Ford commit? He commits at 7:30 tonight. So, you know, I don't know if we'll still be live. If anything changes, I'll pop on live, but I don't anticipate him committing to Alabama anymore. Dylan chimes in, and he's talking about the offensive line. If the O-line does their part and Ty Simpson balls out, we may not lose a game if we stay healthy. And that's going to be one of the things. I mean, you're playing an absolute gauntlet of a schedule. The away games are very challenging. And another thing that stood out to me was even on this college football video game, they don't even start Wilcom Formby. They have some other guy in. Have you guys noticed that? I didn't sub him out. I guess in hindsight, I guess I could have. His name's Bubba. Is it Bubba Thrash? Let's see what Bama Hater has said. Kyle, did Vandy and 5-5 Oklahoma care about Alabama's 5 stars and top recruiting class? Stop getting Bama fans excited over nothing. Yeah, I think when you kind of look back to last year, I think it allowed fans that are not Alabama fans to really celebrate, because I say this many different times, and I've had a lot of time to think about this. What Nick Saban did to college football fans outside of Alabama was nasty work. I mean, there's people in counseling right now that still can't get over beatdowns that they took from Alabama. There's true story. There's other fans that will come to this YouTube channel just to, you know, try to throw a punch because they're so disturbed and Coach Saban's still living rent free in people's heads. It's crazy, you know, like people wake up upset because of what Nick Saban did to them. People wake up upset because of the beatdowns that they took. People are in counseling because of Nick Saban. I'm serious. So last year when Alabama took those L's and teams beat them, what it did was ignited something in kind of, you know, different parts of their brain to where they could feel a little bit of happiness, like a short-term dopamine rush. So, yeah, I get it, man. But a lot of people are in counseling, man. And I think that, you know, there's hotlines that are open that you could call and you can talk to people and you can express, you know, the real driving factor to why you're upset. And I think it's a good outlet to start with, like internally, and to be like, because there's always a root problem, and the root problem again and again always comes back to what Coach Saban did to you. It's crazy, man. That's why Georgia fans have figured out this way Georgia fans have never lost to Alabama. I talk about this all the time. It's the weirdest stuff. They won last year's game and the game before that. Is really strange. I've never seen a fan base like that. At least Auburn, they know they're terrible. So that's why they're dangerous, because they know. You know what Auburn has? This is why Auburn, let me cut the music real quick. Whoosh. Auburn is you know what? There's nobody more dangerous than somebody that's aware, okay? Auburn is aware that they have problems. Auburn is aware that they're a dumpster fire. Auburn is aware that Hugh Freeze is the problem. And that's what makes them dangerous, because they have self-awareness. So that game at the barn, because they know that they're broken, that they chose the wrong coach again, they're dangerous. Someone that has self-awareness, they live in reality. Georgia fans, for the most part, I don't know what it is, but they have short-term memory. So, I mean, I guess we're talking, kind of high level here. Now we've moved to a different portion we're talking like psychology of college football fans. But yeah, I would say Auburn completely understands that, they wake up and they're walking around with dog poop on their feet. You know what I'm saying? It's a bad place to be. That's where they're at. They understand that. They're still dangerous. The game's at the barn, right? I mean, think about it. They live at the barn. Just kidding. I make all this, what up. But I did stay at a Holiday Inn last night, so I don't know. All right, let's do the pinwheel. Let's see who walks away with the jersey. Please, if you win the jersey, please email me and let me know what will make you happy. What player jersey. And if you're out there and you're like, damn, man, this is some good stuff. How can I sponsor this dude? Then hit me up on email. Let's wrap. All right? Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in 1 second. We'll spin the wheel. We'll have a good time. Be right back here on Bama Football on YouTube. Don't go anywhere.
Have you subscribed to Bama Football on YouTube? Bama Football on YouTube reaches 5.4 million followers on Facebook. Follow Bama Football.
That's me. I'm sorry. It's not a real, it just says commercial, but I'm in the background still. If you followed my shows, I got jokes, all right? I'm seeing somebody about it. I don't know what to do, all right? Just kidding, my microphone's on. What's up, fam? Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. We're about to spin the pinwheel. If you're new to this and you're like, what the hell is going on? Well, we do raffles, all right, daily on the show. Today we're doing a Bama Football jersey or a Derrick Henry photo collage. So if you've been following the show, and if you're not, now you know. So subscribe, and I appreciate you guys rocking with me. We're about to spin the wheel. I appreciate you guys. Make sure to email me if you guys win, all right? And we can wrap, and I'll get you guys the jersey that you want. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much for supporting me on all platforms, but specifically right here on YouTube, all right? With that said, let's spin this wheel. Man, I even get nervous for this stuff, man. My palms are sweaty. Knees weak, mom's spaghetti. I'm nervous. But on the surface, I look calm and ready to spin the wheel. But I keep on forgetting what I wrote down. The whole crowd go to wild. All right, here we go. 3, 2. 3, 2. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Spin it. Oh my goodness, who's gonna win? Patriot Life, or is it Anna? Patriot Life. Oh my goodness. Crowd goes crazy. Patriot Life. You have just won right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Patriot Life, we love you, dude. My goodness, man. You just edged out Anna, which would have been a gigantic victory. Patriot Life comes through with the dub. Patriot Life, we love you. We appreciate you. Nice win, Patriot. Patriot, you better email me and tell me which jersey that you want. Email me right now, Patriot Life. Thumbs up for Patriot Life, because you know what? Patriot Life has supported the community more than anybody else. Patriot Life, we've gone through storms, and Patriot Life has always kept that beautiful smile on. Hey, fam, I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I had a hell of a time. I hope you guys are having an amazing Friday. A couple things before I go. I'm going to cut the music, and I'm going to tell you like this. Enjoy your life. Stay where your feet are at. Stay blessed. Be positive. Be kind. Enjoy life. And remember, you could always wake up an Auburn Tiger football fan. I love you guys. And coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Kyle Henderson, Bama Football on YouTube. See you, fam. Don't wake up an Auburn fan. Oh, man. Life is good, man. Life is so good.